Good evening, good evening. How are you, everybody? I've just realised I'm doing advertising for a company. Let me move that out of the way quickly. That doesn't normally happen. Not allowed to do that if I'm going live. Right, back again. So, how are you all? And wow, thank you for joining ohmymamabody. And I can see there's loads of questions coming in already. Awesome. Thank you, Yasmin. You've been busy. Yes. Right. So then, when we get started, I've got my glasses on tonight so I can actually read the comments properly. Sometimes I'm peering like a mole at the screen because I can't read anything. And hope everybody's doing really well. Hope everyone's feeling well and keeping well. And yeah, if you've got questions, pop them in the chat. Please pop them in. And I really look forward to hearing from you and answering anything. I'm going to be online for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so if you have got a question, get it typed in. And if it's a burning question, you can always use the super chat. Super chat also helps me and my channel. Also, I spend loads of time answering all of your questions, which I really love doing. I really love helping you all. And it's wonderful to have a little bit with super chat that helps my channel, helps me to grow. And it's talking about growing. These are very exciting times because gosh, I was having a look before. I'm about 40 subscribers away from 20,000, and I think that's amazing. So thank you to all of you for following my channel and being part of my channel. That's just absolutely amazing. It's really exciting. I'm just so happy to be able to help so many of you with your questions and help you on your journey. So that's just really wonderful. So very worth celebrating you, celebrating us. So let me have a look through the questions. Okay, right then. Right, Yasmin, let me start with your first question that you've popped in there. Can you talk a little bit about coffee and fertility? Is 1 to small cups of coffee a day okay when you're trying to conceive? I saw a bit later in another question that you said you're struggling with secondary infertility. Right. I did a little experiment on myself actually recently with coffee because a lot of the fertility doctors, gurus will say completely avoid coffee, take coffee out of your life because not only is it, if you're having fertility problems, not only is it hard for your body, it also creates a lot of PMS, like premenstrual symptoms. It creates a lot of that cramping and the moodiness. Caffeine in general, not coffee in itself, caffeine in general. And so I experimented with it. I wanted to know for myself, is this really true? And I found that I actually had more energy. Okay, the first 3-4 days I struggled, and after that I had way more energy. I could fall asleep quickly in the evening, and it was a wonderful boost to my life. I did go on holiday and went back to having coffee. I was like, okay, I'm on holiday, but then I'm going to go back to being caffeine free because I just felt so many of the amazing benefits. So to get back to your question, I can't say, I mean, I know each woman, each body is completely different. So in your case, Yasmin, it might be worth trying to cut it out for a couple of months just to see what kind of difference it does make to you. I know you said you've been struggling for a while now. So yeah, anybody give it a go. If you've ever tried being caffeine free, let me know your experiences because my experiences were really positive. Okay. Is it possible to get pregnant as early as cycle day 10? All depends when you ovulate. So if you've ovulated early, then you can get pregnant early. So if many women ovulate really early in their cycles, not the standard day 14, but on day 8 or day 9, that certainly happens with me. And so then of course you could get pregnant on cycle day 10 if you've ovulated on cycle day 8 or day 7. So you really need to know when that ovulation peak and day is there. All right. I also have questions regarding egg white cervical mucus. I used to have egg white cervical mucus in my 20s, but now that I'm 34, I don't ever see any. I get creamy, sticky, and even watery mucus. Yeah, okay. It can change. Yeah, it can change, actually. Have you ever had any... I haven't seen the other questions, other comments. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just reading. Have you ever had any hormone level checks done? Just to see how your estrogen levels are, how your LH surge is going, just during the month. I don't know whichever country you're in, what kind of... Just seeing that my child is awake. Yeah, what kind of hormone checks you've had, because if you're able to get hormone checks in the country that you're in, I really advise that, because it'll be able to tell you, you know, what your estrogen levels are like, and you know, if you're got the right hormones to create the eggs and all of that. So if you can't, then that's also okay. I mean, there's lots of research into it. Not everybody gets egg white cervical mucus and are still completely fertile. But it's something that you'd probably really have to go and get examined, you know, get the blood tests done to really get a proper analysis of that. Okay. Right. I know. So going back to your question, can I get pregnant if I do not have egg white cervical mucus? It's really, I mean, it really depends if the egg has been released when you've ovulated. The egg white cervical mucus might be watery, and it is happening to many women as well. Again, I can't tell you without having your hormone levels properly monitored and checked. I mean, I can give you advice, but I cannot tell you if you definitely can get pregnant or not. Okay. Bridget. Hello, Bridget. Nice to hear from you. And you're 15 days past ovulation and your period is 2 days late. Not had any PMS symptoms this cycle. Tested last night and it was negative, and cervix is high and wet and closed. That's sounding very promising. Well done for checking your cervix, and keep tracking it, definitely. See if you can tell if it's feeling more soft, just on the opening. No, not the opening, obviously it's closed, but you know, just around that ring, the mouth. It is sometimes just too early. It really is sometimes too early. It just depends on when you ovulated, when you conceived, and then how quickly your pregnancy hormone, your HCG levels are rising. So hold on in there. Wait a couple more days and test again. I know it's really frustrating. It's like, come on, I just want to see. But you're doing great. You've checked your cervix. I'm proud of you, and keep on going and let me know how you get on. Right. That's okay. So I'm just being told that my comments, sometimes if you put the word sex in, YouTube doesn't like it. So just be careful what you write. Fizar. Hi, I've got irregular periods and now I'm on day 34. Okay, not feeling so great. Just had sex after my last period. Could I be pregnant? And you're on day 34 of your cycle. Okay. I would look into, again, go back into like my video about checking your cervix. It's in the video description below. Down there, you can click, there's arrows here or here. Click down, there's loads of information in there for you, okay? Go and have a look at the video about checking your cervix, because when you've got nothing else to go by, that's one of the best things to go by. It's your body's natural sign of telling you whereabouts you are in your cycle, if you've conceived, or if you're ovulating, or if your period's about to come. Your cervix will tell you where you're at. It might take a couple of times to check and get used to it and know how it is for you, because we're all different shapes and sizes on the outside and on the inside as well. So I really suggest giving that a go. And it really depends when you're ovulated as well to know if you're pregnant. And I'm afraid discharge is just one thing we can't go by to tell if we're pregnant or not. There's been a lot of research in it, and it's very inconclusive because our discharge is so different for our periods. Some of us are really dry, some of us get the stickiness, and then the pregnancy discharge doesn't start until, you know, you're about week 6, week 7 of pregnancy. So that's just something this early on it's hard to go by, I'm afraid. But let me know how you get on with the cervix check. Okay. Oh yes, Bridget, you've written, we have definitely written, haven't we, in the other comments, because I remember you, and I think you're also in the Facebook group, aren't you? So if anybody is not in the Facebook group yet, and you are on Facebook, come and join Mama Meets a Midwife. That's my Facebook group, and again, it's in the links below. Loads and loads of support from all the ladies in the group. If you're on your TTC journey, really loads of comments and support there, but also there's all the mothers in there who've maybe been through their fertility journey and now got their lovely babies, and they also come and help and support as well. So come and join in, come and find me on Mama Meets a Midwife. Okay. Bridget, you'll be fine. Let's keep our fingers crossed, all of us, for Bridget, and send her lots of positivity for that positive test. And Fizar, I had cramps a week ago. It was like period cramps, but it only lasted 1 to 2 hours. Did it happen on one side at all? Did you manage to notice, or was it kind of a stretchy feeling? Those were the really key symptoms for me when I knew that I was pregnant. Yeah, thank you for joining the Facebook group, Bridget. Wonderful. Vasquez, does the uterine lining thin after your period? Well, yeah, because you've just shed it. So it's your period, your lining builds up at the beginning, after you've had your period, yeah. That's when it's at its thinnest, and then it grows and grows and grows, ready for hopefully implantation. Then when implantation doesn't happen, perhaps, then your body then sheds again, and then you go through a brand new cycle. So your uterine lining will be at its thinnest after your period. And then as your estrogen hormone starts building up again towards ovulation, then it starts thickening. And then it's the progesterone hormone on the other side of ovulation that supports your lining and possible implantation. I hope that helps with your question. Wonder what was the background to the question? Let me know. Does epilepsy affect conceiving? I don't know. I don't know. One thing that does affect conceiving that is stress. So with all of you, with Yasmin, Fizar, yeah, you're very welcome. Just, have a look into how stressed you're feeling, but not also now in the present. Think about past stress and trauma that you've been through, and think about it, and how much it's being carried with you even now. If you think about that stress, how does it feel inside of you? Can you feel it? What's that stress feel like? Is it something that's burdening you, or are you feeling quite free? And if you feel like it's something that's burdening you, then you're carrying a lot with you. And as an energy healer, it's me personally, I'm an energy healer. I help you to release these burdens and these stresses that you're holding on to. Because when you've got this stress that's in your body. It's actually proven, it's medically proven that it can interrupt with your reproductive system. It's all down to the pesky hormone called cortisol. It can really interrupt the messages between your brain and your reproductive system. And you don't really want that happening. You don't want it causing blockages. And that's why it's very important to be aware of what you're holding on to and release it. So I have created a free guide for you to try out womb healing. Womb healing is all about going in and clearing those blocked energies and clearing your reproductive system from any kind of blocks that could be standing in the way. It's down in the comments here. There'll be a link. I hope there is. Just click on the arrows somewhere here and you'll open up the video description and there you'll see 5-step guide to self-womb healing. Go and download it for yourself and have a go. Because if you're feeling any kind of struggles with trying to conceive, then this is a really great place to start, okay? All right, let me go back to your questions. All right. That's wonderful, Bridget. Thank you for helping with that. That's nice to hear that someone who's had epilepsy has also had babies. So that's wonderful. Fizar, I hope you've read that. Okay, so I'm just trying to catch up with everything that's going on here. It was like period cramps. I've no idea about pregnancy cramps. Okay. On and off mild pain on the sides, left side, yeah. Yeah, it could be something. I mean, one thing you could do is with the cramps, just if you're saying it's one-sided, perhaps just go and place your hand on that over that area now where you're experiencing those cramps and place your hand over that area and take a couple of breaths. Like really close your eyes and breathe deeply to that place that's underneath your hands and see if you can connect. Just see if there's any kind of feeling that you're having when you breathe deep and connect with that. And it's not obviously something I can't do here live on my YouTube channel because there's many different ladies on here. This is something I do with the energy healing, like connecting with the baby in your womb. It's really, you can communicate with your baby when they're in your womb. It's an absolutely wonderful experience, and right from the beginning as well. You know, I had 7 pregnancies and I always knew when my babies were there and when they'd implanted, and really felt that connection. It was beautiful. Okay, so that's just a quick way of telling you how to do that. So feel into that and see what you're feeling. Okay, Yasmin. Yes, I know. Stress interfering with conception makes so much sense. Women in war zones and dire situations do get pregnant. They do. I know. I know it from the fertility clinics as well, seeing drug addicts and alcoholics being treated because they had to look after the babies that were growing in them. I was having problems getting pregnant, and then it was very strange to see that other women with all these problems were getting pregnant as well. But it was my own journey that took me into the healing realm, and it was what helped me on my path, on my fertility journey. So that's why I love sharing it with you, because I think it's really worth trying and looking into the holistic side. And the energy healing is something that's different to the medical side, and it often gets forgotten about. It's very important to take into consideration how your body, mind, and soul are feeling, like the whole. My partner drinks a lot of coffee throughout the day. Could his coffee habit be affecting our... Well, I don't know about men and coffee, to be honest. I'm not a specialist on how that would affect his sperm. But maybe it's one thing that you could make a pact and try together. And yeah, it's much better if you've got support. If you're keeping caffeine out for a month or 2, then do it together. If you know, if he wants the baby just as much as you do, then you're in it together. So give it a try. I hope that helps you. Right, everybody, I'm almost at the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Again, go down into the video description and get all the links and come and get all the support you can get on your journeys. I really love hearing from you as well. So do reach out and contact me if you have any other questions or would like to know more about energy healing and womb healing. Please do get in contact and I'd love to help you further on your journeys. So sending you lots of love. Oh, Jasmine, I'm going to have to answer this afterwards, okay? Let me just copy that because I'm just signing off now, but I will get back to you. Okay, I'll put it in the comments later. Bye, ladies.